Hello, everyone. It's me again. It's still me. It's just me. And there you go. What can I tell you? These will go back to where they belong. That will go back where it belongs, more or less. I'm trying to do what I have to do to make my life bearable, which includes trying to get ready for Open Studios this year. And that's what I do anyway. What are you doing today, whoever is watching me? Do you have a plan? I used to, as part of my life, I used to write down my to-do list. And I would do it every morning. And it started with 3 P's. P, poop, Prozac. And I would cross those out. So usually by, 10 o'clock in the morning, I would have done all of those things. Having a list that includes something that you can actually cross out with the least amount of work is kind of a good thing. It sort of shows that you can, in fact, do something. You can say, "Gee, Pierre, you did well. You pooped today." Now, as you get older, things like that aren't as easy as they used to be back in the olden days. So you get ready for that, you people. You'll be ready to end up like me, where you have to plan ahead, maybe, and take some certain pills to make sure you can do those things. Anyway, I just got an email from my doctor telling me that I have to go into get blood tests taken, which I was supposed to do a year ago, and I haven't done it yet, but I'll call them up today and find out if I can come in and get those done. I think I can get those done anytime. And hopefully it won't cost any money, because I don't have any money to pay for that nonsense. Look at this lovely pen. These are just amazing things, these pens. They are just amazing. So one of the things I did recently is I took, as I think some of you know, I took a couple of diplomas and for calligraphy, penmanship calligraphy, and I made a lamp out of, I took a floor lamp that I found on the side of the road being thrown out, and I created a lamp, and one of my neighbors asked me to make one for her, and I just suddenly, as I was drawing this, I thought, well, these scrap papers I do might be rather nice as being made into a lamp. So I may do that. They're transparent enough to let light through, and I can make a lamp out of this. I found we have a room in our building that is called the BBX, and it's our exchange area where we can put books we don't want, or kitchen utensils that we don't need, or a coffee maker. We got a new coffee maker, but the old coffee maker was still good, so we'll let other people have it. Anyway, someone had put, I think it was for a lamp, actually. It's a large hemisphere made of plastic, and I thought, well, maybe I'll make a round shape and have that be made of this kind of paper, diplomas or this kind of stuff, and then put a light in it, and you'll see all this beautiful calligraphic line work or mess in that. So that's my thought. Will I ever do that? Maybe. I think I can do that. I think it's doable, using that thing as a form and create a sphere of calligraphic shapes. And I do have a hanging lamp kit. So it has a cord and a socket and an on-off switch, and it already has this sort of paper thing you're supposed to make into a lamp, and but I don't have to use that. I can use my own paper, but it would be, I think it sounds like a good idea, Pierre. Do you think it's a good idea, Pierre? Yeah, I do. What about you people watching me? No one's saying a word, and nor do they have to. Here's a diploma that I got on eBay, and I like the cutout class of 10, 1910, and this is vellum. Hey, Kesh. This is vellum, so this is made of actual sheepskin, a dead sheep. Presumably they use the other parts of the sheep for other things like lamb chops and stuff, but they made parchment, actual parchment out of sheepskin. So anyway, this is really a cool thing. I don't use vellum for my lamps or things I make with these things. I save vellum for another thing. Did you know Indian American Muslim immigrant New York? I did know. I do know he's the mayor-elect. So what do you think? He's also a kind of a socialist as well. And there's a lot of conservatives, Christian conservatives, that think that this is a dark day in our country's history. And that's just too bad. Well, I think so too. But there are a lot of people in this world that are very upset about Muslims. And in my hometown of Minneapolis, the some law was passed where the call to pray 5 times a day or whatever, how many times it is on loudspeakers throughout the city. Not everywhere. I think that they are broadcast by the mosques, and maybe not all mosques do it, but a lot of people find it offensive. Well, I hear Christmas carols and church bells every Sunday. What the fuck? I don't know. I hope so. The thing is, there are a lot of people that find it really, really threatening. Though if you ask them what's threatening about it, I mean, there's one guy I heard who thinks that now churches are going to be burned. No, just because someone's a Muslim doesn't mean that they're going to burn a church. We do have in one of our senators from Minnesota is a woman who's Muslim, and she's someone that Donald Trump and conservative Republicans are all bitching about. If I'm sure I would have had I lived in New York, but I didn't vote here. They had a race, a mayoral race here in Somerville, which I did not participate in. They might have had other things on the ballot that I might have been interested in, but this town is pretty liberal, and I don't think we have the divisiveness as other towns or cities do. So I think I would have voted for the people who won, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And they won, by large amounts. But I should have voted. I should have gone to do my civic duty. Every person should vote. I have no idea how rent control and all that kind of stuff will work. There are people who make a lot of money. They make their living by renting apartments. And I don't know whether of course they want to make as much money as they can. Most people want to make as much money as they can, but I don't know how what the situation is there. I know that, if it gets so expensive, the people that go in there to work, they go to jobs that make food, work in grocery stores and restaurants, and the people that drive cabs and the people that mow the lawn. They don't have lawns in New York, but if people have to commute 3 hours to get into work every day, the prices are going to go up for the workers. They're going to say, well, I can't afford to work here anymore, Mr. Smith. So, anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, Kesh, you're Muslim, correct? Is that what I heard you say once? Yeah, it is amazing how old we are getting and how young other people are. So good for us. You're a Hindu. Okay, sorry. Maybe I didn't know that. I thought maybe we were talking about Pandu. Yes, with his 2 wives. Pandu. It's a crack in this nib. I was raised a Lutheran, but I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of that mumbo jumbo, I'm sorry to say. Well, I'm not sorry to say, I'm proud to say it. But I like certain teachings of all religions as philosophy and as a way of life. There are things you can learn by the people that wrote those books. But some deity, agnostic. Agnostic is a good way to be, I suppose. $10 wall. I have drawings. Spiritual. Well, I think being spiritual is, I think one can be spiritual and see some sort of value in that without insisting that some God exists in the sky. I think you can be spiritual without believing in a God. I think I should probably hang up this call here, this thing, and try to get some work done here. So I'll see you later, mister. Bye-bye.